Oh, boy.
Soap alum Trent Dawson debuts. TJ is back and learns a secret. A gay wedding / police search. A new Nicholas. And Ryan Carnes is in the building. Next.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Ooh, some light.
You got these sexy mood lighting.
I know. Oh, and there's our song. Hello, everybody. Welcome on this Father's Day edition of the GH Report here on General Hospital, here at AFTERBUZZTV.com with the General Hospital After Show. I'm so glad you're here with us today. I'm one of your hosts, James Lott Jr. And you can follow me everywhere on the interwebs. Yes, I said interwebs at James Lott Jr. Sitting next to me is a girl. There's only one of them. One of them. One of her. One of them.
One of me.
Lacretia Lyon.
Yeah, James just did my whole intro, so yeah. Find me anywhere on social media at LACRETIALYON.
And you guys, your favorite on-screen duo, Link, is over on the other side of the table.
Yay.
First of all, we have Homegirl over here wearing some nice long earrings. I love them.
Thank you,
I know.
Dave.
You go on Miss Ladine Harvey.
Hi, guys. You can find me on Twitter at Ladine_Harvey and Facebook at Ladine Harvey.
That's right. And the guy at the end of the table, my rival, my frenemy.
My lover.
That's
right.
Her lover,
There you go.
Frank Moran.
Hey, everybody. Frank Moran. You can follow me on Twitter at HappyGoJackie.
That's right. And he is happy. You're happy, right?
Sure, yeah.
Sure,
And
why not?
go Jackie.
And go Jackie.
That's right.
He's in the ranch chair today, so we'll see what happens. The wedding. Anyway, so the guy who was half of, I want to say, GH's first gay wedding. I don't think there was one before that.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. So you
That's
just
it.
made history.
History.
Cheese and crackers.
Are we going to be in that book? The Guinness book?
maybe, I don't know. I think you might be the first one. Wait, he's here. Ryan Carnes.
Everybody.
See, the
Oh, where's that applause? I don't even know where it's coming from. But it's great.
Studio audience is here.
Studio audience is here.
It's my minions.
Her minions are underlings. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to be here.
We're going to talk to him. We're going to talk to him about all kinds of things, of course, about him and how he feels about the wedding, how we feel about the wedding. It's about that. Also, you'll follow us on YouTube and iTunes under the General Hospital After Show. And you'll find GH Report there. And please go there, rate us, share it with everybody who needs to know. And we're also on Facebook under the GH Report. And we're at about 12:20, 12:30.
So close to that 2,000 mark, guys.
I know.
Get us to 2,000
So
and we'll
close.
give a prize.
Right around the corner.
Yeah, Frank, get us to 2,000.
Yeah, Frank gets 2,000.
Get us there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Frank loves to rain on our parade.
I love it.
That's why we love him.
Now, I also want to do a special shout out for everybody who's watching us who are fathers. So happy Father's Day to Frank, my fellow dad.
Sure.
Like,
Hooray, I did it.
You are a father, stop
I did it.
I'm a father and grandfather, as you guys know. So I want to say hi. I'm going to say to my kids right now, to Tammy and Monica, I love you guys and my grandkids. So I just want to say that to them.
There you go.
Thank you. Anything you want to say? No?
Don't destroy the house.
There you go. That's a good one.
Please don't destroy the house.
You have a small child, so that's a good one. That's totally yes. And to all the mothers who play both roles. That too. Of mother and father.
Yeah, like my mommy.
Like your mommy. There you go. Now I'm going to say this
Should we
out loud.
start the debate already?
It's going to start already? What the mothers and fathers?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I don't think mothers should be told Happy Father's Day.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
You know, my mom has done a lot, right? You know,
Yeah.
single mother, but, you know, it's something about a father, like, you know, that role that's different. No mother can teach you that.
Okay. Well, there you go. We even started the show. It's already got to the show. I like that. Like, well, what you're saying is, I mean, it's true. I can't deny that. I mean,
Should I just leave now?
I know if I go home. So we're going to totally, completely change gears. And I'm going to say to you, Ryan Carnes, first of all, cheese and crackers, you are good looking.
Wow, what a change of gears that was.
I'm like, get fatherhood and all that. Screw fatherhood and all that. But Jesus Christ. I'm like, seeing you in person, I'm like, you are really good looking.
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
There you go.
I don't really know what else to
That
say.
didn't require any questions. I just want to tell you that. No,
Thank
because
you.
and what's funny is I say that because a lot of folks in here, there's Mike Riley, who's a friend of the show, says, "How's my wedding to Ryan coming?" People who love you, they love you. They love it. When I said off camera when I announced you were being on the show, fans were going wild. So that must be really nice to hear that.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. It's nice to know that people like what I do and that they got some love for me.
Yes, it's always good. He likes the fans. The fans
I
are
love
great.
the fans, yeah.
You know how? Do you have a strange fan encounter? You know, not necessarily bad or good. It's like a strange fan encounter.
Oh man, Yeah, I mean, there have been a couple. Yeah, I in terms of strange, I don't know how strange they've been, but I've had to. I don't want to like
block
call anybody out.
There's
I've
somebody else.
definitely had to block some people. Yeah,
Yes.
I've definitely had to block some people. But most of the time the encounters are really positive, and
good.
they're very sweet. They're very it's like it's appreciative. There's a mutual appreciation. I have had a couple of encounters where I've had to draw really clear boundaries with people, and I just felt like, first of all, you're doing something that's not okay with me right now. Like you're encroaching on my boundaries,
Right.
and I'm letting you know what my boundaries are, and you're not respecting them. So now I'm gonna have to let you know further. Well, only a couple times, but for the most part, I can't really think of like
That's good.
a specific strange encounter
that's
I've
good.
had. Yeah.
That's good. Actually, that's good then. You know what's going on. I think we should go ahead and start into the storyline so we have time with him afterwards. Of course, talk more with him about how Jace came into his orbit, what's going on, and maybe take a few phone calls, you guys.
I think that'd be awesome.
Again, that gives a chance for all of us to ask questions to him and stuff. So let's just go in, and we'll start with what I call the quick gay wedding, police house search. How do you like even concentrate when there's like policemen in your house searching upstairs? I don't know. So first of all, what do you guys think of the wedding? It's very controversial what's going on with the wedding, actually.
Yeah, I mean, there was just not much of it. I mean, sir, I don't know how you felt about Ryan with the whole storyline with that. It was just like, boy, I wanted to see more of you and Brad actually having a chance to have a real ceremony, get really into all of that, as opposed to just being kind of tacked on to other events that were happening.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
It's really weird that it's always something that's coming in between these two. They wanted to get married right after he got out of the hospital, and then now that they wanted to go to, a secluded place to get married, now the police come knocking on the door. It just almost seems to me that it wasn't meant to be.
And then what did you think?
Yeah, to me, it's just like to be such an epic storyline on General Hospital, I just felt like it wasn't given the right attention. I was so happy when it didn't happen at the nurses' ball, thinking, okay, this will give us time to build up this relationship more, just because, we haven't seen that much of it, and we'll get a really big wedding out of it, which, is soap staple. So I just can't believe they just let it fall flat like that. I mean, it was nice, but so many other people should have been there.
It's funny. What I find very interesting, especially after this week we had Orlando happen last weekend, and then your wedding was the next day. I thought it was very interesting that in 2016, the controversy has been the wedding wasn't big enough, and not that it was two men getting married. I thought that was very interesting. That really struck me. It was like, oh, people are saying it was cute or it wasn't cute. I mean, I've seen so many different debates about it. We're having it up here too, but no one's talking about that it was two men getting married. They're like they're happy for Brucus that they want you guys together. So
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it seems like that maybe that's an indicator that we're making some progress in this world. Despite other indicators that would suggest otherwise, and and obviously there's still a lot of work to do in terms of bringing understanding and compassion and I mean even acceptance at like the most basic level, acceptance of different lifestyles and different choices. And I just think that like in life there's always light and there's always dark. There's always two sides, and and when the pendulum swings one way, it's going to have to go back in the other direction as well. And I think it's like the fact that things like this are happening, it's good information, because it tells us like we still have more work to do. There's still more work to be done, guys, but at the same time, there are obviously, all across the world now, there are children at a very young age who know that their friend who's like 8 years old is gay, and they're cool with it. Like, because that's something that even when I was a kid, where I grew up at least, that wasn't happening. So I think it's not all bad, it's not all good, but we're headed in the right direction.
Well, how'd you feel about the wedding? That's just overall itself. You're the actor in it.
Well, my vows were really long.
You had a lot.
My vows were really long.
You had a lot to say.
Yeah. I had a lot to say. Man, it's one of those things. Like, I actually thought the wedding was going to be bigger too. Like you guys, but I'm not going to sit here and criticize the way it was done. It was done in the way that everybody on that end of things thought was the best way to do it. But I thought it would be bigger, and I was also surprised that it happened so quickly after the nurses' ball.
Yes.
Because a lot of times, and I had a conversation with somebody on the show who is involved in decisions like that, and there was an implication like, well, you know, this obstacle's coming up, and then there may be another obstacle and another obstacle
Okay,
after that, even
okay.
before we can ever get married. So then when I got the script, I didn't even know that we were getting married that quickly after the nurse's ball until I got the script.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
guess we're doing it.
Yep.
So I was surprised on a couple of different fronts, and you know, and from a character standpoint, there's actually some stuff coming up about how Lucas feels about how the wedding went. So
Oh, okay.
I'll just tease you guys a little bit with that.
No one's listening. Tell us what it is. No one's watching this thing right now. Hey, come on, just between us. Yeah. No. Yeah, they're saying you look. They're saying you look amazing actually right now.
Oh,
Okay. But many folks in here are saying that it was beautifully played, even though it was short. People are saying in here.
Good.
So that's
Good. Hey, by the way, I thought of my strangest fan encounter.
Ooh, tell us. Please. I love it. Don't tell us.
I don't know, what's the rating on this show?
If you say a cuss word by accident, say I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's
That's what I do.
Good rule for children.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's fine. The content, I'm not gonna cuss, but the content is, you know, I think I can.
These are adults on here. Yeah,
Okay,
fine.
so one time I was in Venice, California,
Oh, yeah.
and I was coming. I'd been at friends of mine had this little healing center thing, and I'd been there doing some stuff. And I come out, and this car pulls over beside me, and the guy rolls down his window, and he asks me. Brad's on screen nodding his head. It's like it wasn't him. He's nodding his head, but it wasn't him. This guy rolls down his window and he says, "Hey," and I turn around. I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" You know, I thought he wanted directions or something.
Yes.
Silly me. He wanted to buy my underwear.
All righty.
What?
Yeah, he wanted to buy
like
my
that.
underwear.
People
You
like
can
that.
make good money on Reddit that way.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Now, I'm not here to shame anybody's
No, of course not. No, of course not.
fetishes or like, you know, I mean, you know, what you do is your thing. It's what you do. But that was my strangest fan encounter for sure.
Did you sell it?
Yeah, what'd you do with that money?
It begs.
That was gonna be my question.
Yeah, exactly. So when you sold it.
I went and bought more underwear so I could sell more underwear. What do you think? I'm a smart businessman.
That's economy. That's how it works.
That's a great
Right,
answer.
supply and
See?
demand.
Yep.
That's why I asked that question. I knew something was coming out of there. That's even better than I thought it could be. Like, oh, that's all it could be. No, it's just. I think it's just amazing that we are just talking about this as a regular soap wedding, and that we're very proud of it. And it's not so much we're hung up on like it's two guys married. Yuck, not that at all.
Well, you know, maybe I don't know. I haven't spoken to the writers or any of the decision makers over there, but maybe that's why. Maybe that's one of the reasons, at least, that they decided to do it like that. Maybe it was like we don't like, let's just make it a wedding.
Yeah.
Like, let's not put all this emphasis on it like it's a gay wedding, so we have to make a huge deal out of it, because then that has the potential of making it something that it's not, right? It's a wedding. It's a wedding.
Okay.
Do you know, does that make
Makes
sense?
sense. Makes sense.
I don't know. I'm just
No, it makes
I'm
sense.
just entertaining a possibility.
No, it makes sense. No, it makes sense. I know what you're saying. Like they just threw it at the beginning, but it was the first gay wedding I think on General Hospital.
And Nexie Forever
Sure.
wants to know, were they your Magic Milo undies? I thought that was a good question.
No, those were burned. Those were burned in an effigy.
In a ceremony, I guess that answers the other question. Did you enjoy being in that bit? No. All right, we got 2 questions answered in the chat.
Well, there's one other question. I interviewed Mark Samuel 2 days ago on my other
you
show.
did?
And he told me to ask you, what is your process for getting ready for the Magic Milo dance?
Oh, all
He told me to
right.
ask
He
you
told
this.
you to ask
Yes,
me
he
that.
did.
Yeah.
He spoke lovingly of you, of course, on the show.
Of
on my
course,
show.
of course.
But he said, ask him that question since they brought that up.
I mean, I don't know if
You don't have a process or anything? It's like, he told me to ask you that question.
that's really interesting. I don't know if there's an implication that, like, I don't know if there's like an inside joke that I'm
I
missing.
don't know me either. I'm like, that's what I asked. And he said, how does he get out of it some years? Like, you got out of it some years. He didn't like that either.
Well, this is the first year I got out of it.
Yeah.
Like the last 2 years I was in it.
Yeah.
This year I had nothing to do with
Yes.
it. I said a prayer. That's I said a prayer.
Thank God someone
God
injected
answered
me.
my
Yeah.
prayer.
Yes.
No, it was just a circumstance because of the storyline with my mom.
Yeah.
And then I was actually supposed to be like in the show.
Okay.
I was supposed to be doing it, But then Mom passed out, and I had to take her to the hospital.
So you had a question?
Oh no, it's just as we're talking about the wedding and everything like that. Just one thing I noticed, and for the show, is just Lucas's relationship with Julian, and it kind of started off kind of very kind of Julian being kind of unaccepting of Lucas and his sexuality, but then just watching those two really grow and have a really strong relationship. How's that been? Kind of how have you liked seeing that develop over the course of your time on the show?
I've enjoyed it. I mean, it's great, and I think it's smart from a writing standpoint, because it. Look, there are, I don't mean to be too highbrow, but sometimes in television and film there are teaching moments. And I see, when I get the material that I get with what I'm doing, I think a lot of times there are a lot of teaching moments. And, we're not trying to beat anybody over the head with anything, but at the same time, you have an example to demonstrate what's possible between two people, what's possible between two people who first started in conflict. And then to see the evolution of that relationship, I think it's great. So I've enjoyed getting to play that, and I've enjoyed getting to, to show that to the world as a possibility.
No, it's been really cool to see. It's just one of those things, like with so many people to juggle on the show, it's always like you want to see more, and it's always just difficult. How do you juggle all these balls with all these different characters to go?
Yeah, and also at the same time.
Juggling the balls. In this storyline, you have Felix and Brad and balls everywhere.
And also at the same time, Julian doesn't have a lot of friends in Port Charles. He's not a very liked man in most circles.
What about a hot one? Come on.
She's like him.
So that he has an ally in his own son, I think it's good. It's good. We'll see where that goes. But,
I like that Lucas is a dude.
Yeah.
Meaning in a sense that it shows that there are different kinds of gay men, and that you're a dude. So whenever you're with your father, it's kind of like two dudes.
Yeah.
Just happens you are a gay man on the show. I mean, but you're two dudes together.
Yeah, and that's something actually when I came back to the show, because when I was on the show before, Lucas had not yet come out of the closet.
No.
So when I was coming back to the show, that's actually something that I put some thought into, and I wanted it to be that way because I have friends who are gay and they're dudes.
Yeah, dudes.
And I wanted to be able to depict that particular section of people, and like when it comes down to it, it's like sexuality is, you're attracted to a man or you're attracted to a woman. And sure, there's other things that come along with that, but that doesn't necessarily necessitate that all of these other changes and character traits morph into something else. You know what I mean? It's like you like who you like.
Completely agree.
Yeah, and James and I are such big fans of the show Happy Endings, and the Max Bloom character that Adam Pally played, did that
One of the best written gay
did that
characters.
help you in any way with your process? Because that was really one of the first non-stereotypical gay men on TV.
Yeah, it was cool. I used to watch that show, and I wouldn't say that I necessarily borrowed anything from what he was doing or what they were doing, but yeah, I mean, it was great. I thought it was really smartly written, the way, and encouraging for TV in general.
Yeah, I totally agree. It was good. So I guess they're married now. So I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens. Kind of. Oh, I did want to ask one more thing. Perry Shen. I mean, working with him, he's such a great actor. Like, how did you guys have like a secondhand language at this point now? Or I mean, is he just crazy talk? Or I mean, like, how is he?
Perry's great. Perry's. I mean, first of all, he's just a super nice guy. Yeah. And Perry is my. It's funny. Perry is now my better half in that we have this particular dynamic on set that is absolutely like two people in a relationship. We're like Perry's super organized. I don't know if you guys watch his Twitter, but he posted something on Twitter yesterday that says it's something like it's normal to create a template for all of your power strips, right? Like he created a template that shows every single thing that is plugged into every single surge protector in his house.
You should have an organized off with Perry Chen.
Because I'm
like I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
I'm not close to that.
So he's
guy.
your better half.
Totally. Yes. So on, like we're doing blocking, and like I'll forget to bring a pen or a pencil. So I just don't write anything. And then when it comes time to shoot, and I know Perry's taking copious notes when it comes time to shoot, I'm like, hey Perry, what are we supposed to do here? Like that's our dynamic now.
Oh, I love that. It's so funny.
Yeah, it's funny.
Side note for you guys who are, I'm the historian of the soaps, of course. Lucas came out when Ben Hogeston played him, who is Drake Hogeston's son in real life from Days of Our Lives. He came out of the closet, and then you came back. He was already gay.
And fun fact, Brad Mull played Tony Jones at the time, and that was just such a really great scene.
Yeah,
I even brought an article from Brad Mull as part of Father's Day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
But then you came back, and I love when you came back, you were just like, I'm gay, and this is how it is. I love that.
Yeah, well, that's all the writers. That was at the time it was Ron. They've had a particular vision with the character, and I like what they've done.
Yeah.
They've made him uncompromising.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's good. Okay, so we'll talk a few other storylines, and we'll talk more with him a little later. But we're going to get his opinion, or just like any kind of talk when we talk about each of these storylines, if he has anything to say as we talk about them, of course. The next one I mentioned is Nathan and Spinelli and Griffin and Maxie.
All right, first off, when Griffin
That's a lot of people.
Yes, this is for you. Tell him.
So Griffin comes out as he's a priest. Everybody in Port Charles seems to think like this is the craziest thing. Like, I cannot believe you didn't tell us that you were a priest. Like, this is some kind of deep, dark, shameful thing that is revealing. Like, because even when you have the scene with him, you're like, I can't believe you didn't tell me you were a priest. Like, what's a big deal? What is a big deal?
Yeah, I wasn't sure either. I had to manufacture that one because I wasn't sure either.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
Well, where I arrived at was that because of the fact that Lucas is gay.
Yeah.
And by and large, at least to this point, the Catholic Church has been very not supportive of gay people.
Yeah.
Although now the Pope has come out and done well, the Pope hasn't come out. But,
Right.
he's spoken publicly about being in support of. But that was the angle that I took.
Yeah.
But I totally get what you're saying. It's like,
boy, everybody's like,
how big of a deal, man. Like,
Because you did have a good little speech. It was a good little speech that speaks for a lot of gay people. That when you're saying in the churches that do you accept me and but no, he was like, you're my buddy. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, I really love the Griffin character, as anyone who watches this knows.
Yes.
Because, the way he put it,
Matt
he's like,
Cohen.
I don't always agree with my church either. And to me, Lucas in his scene was really the only one that made sense as far as the priest angle. I mean, as I have said before, I think the issue that people have with him being a priest is they just don't get it. Because they're like, everyone on this show bangs all the time. Like, so how can you be celibate? Like, they're like, wait a minute, this is different.
Because they think he's hot. That's why. All the fans think he's hot. So they're like, why isn't he banging people?
yeah, but he's gonna have his fall from grace.
Of course.
yeah.
Of course.
I mean,
but even that scene with
banging
Yeah.
soon enough.
That's the only reason why they're stressing it so much is because he's such a priest.
Right.
And
Probably.
He
They
slept
gotta
with a
build him up
married woman.
to take him down.
But that scene with Maxie, where she's like, well, you're celibate, you wouldn't know. It's like, he's just a human being. He knows how sex works, guys. It's fine.
I like to think he knows how it works, Maxie.
Yes, your cousin Maxie on the show. Yes. And Spinelli stand up to Nathan.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Love some Bradford Anderson. He's just like the bomb. I've met him in person. He's so just great. And just see him kind of tell him, you don't treat her right, you have to answer to me.
Right.
It's like, you go.
I was like, yes, Vanelli.
Just so y'all know, this is the reason I did not take to the Nathan character until Ryan came in here, was because I love Spinelli so much. And,
Ryan Pyrie came out, yes.
and then that was the thing. It's like the Spinelli character is just, him and Maxie are perfect. And I loved him standing up for like, you're not good enough for her now.
We had the other Ryan on here 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he just
The other
blew us away. I mean, he was so funny and so super nice, of course, but so funny.
Yeah, he's really funny.
Oh,
No.
hilarious!
He's,
I mean,
yeah, and he's sometimes he has a really odd sense of humor too, which,
Yeah.
which I can appreciate.
oh yeah, we loved it.
Yeah.
You tell we're odd too, so it works.
You guys are odd.
Okay, you're the normal one. We're the odd ones.
I'm not used to people having different names, like, because of mine. So
Right.
I'm like, oh,
Yes.
wait, there's more than one?
Yes. So I guess Griffin and Maxie were trying to talk, and
But again, that's like, I feel like with Griffin, the same thing that it was with Nathan. We know what the deal is, and it's just
Yeah.
like, why are you taking so long to get it
Yeah.
to this point?
well,
Why do
Bree
they
Williamson
feel
is
the
coming on. I'm
need?
so excited.
They
It's
have
Claudette.
such a
She's coming
dire
on. I'm so
need to talk
excited.
to this priest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Both of them have such. I need to talk to you right now.
Yeah.
You know, you're a priest. I have to have your advice. I'm like,
Yeah, the way that they're both going after him, I hate to say it, but it may be a threesome situation.
man.
They may not do that, but
Yeah, I mean, they're both like, let's talk to you, let's confide in you. I mean, I've seen Eyes Wide Shut and all these other movies. I know how it works.
By the way, I met Bree the other day on set.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. She was so good on Wife to Live.
Yeah, she was really. I mean, I really have not much to say about it, but
Okay.
I met her.
Okay,
She
you
was
met her.
sweet.
She's like,
She was-
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we.
I didn't know Claudette. Like I didn't know that character was coming on the show or
Okay.
what the character was, but I was like, oh, who are you here to do?
I'll do a show.
Griffin,
I love it.
Well, we had a funny first encounter because I was talking to somebody. Like I dropped my phone had water damage. I had to go get it repaired
Oh.
because I dropped it in the toilet. Now,
Oh, you will. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
Yes.
So
It happened.
my first
I'm like,
my first encounter with Bree was me talking to somebody. She was in the makeup chair, and I was talking to somebody else. I was like, yeah, my phone, whatever. And I'm like, I said to one of the makeup girls, I said, yeah, I dropped it in the toilet. And she's like, what? I'm like, no, I was not poop texting. Because that's what one of my friends said. Like as soon as it happened, I was at a friend's place, and they're like, what were you doing? Poop texting? I'm like, no.
see, I thought the other thing, I'm thinking you're pee texting.
There's a look.
Like you're peeing and you're like, oh, when your phone like
No.
plops in.
Look, there is a way, I can assure you, there is a way to drop your phone in the toilet without having any
Ryan's
bodily.
gonna act it out for us right now.
Yes. You just start, go.
It falls out of your back pocket, guys. There's someone else who's been a victim.
They're like,
Please
we
pull your
just
pants
lost
down
like
and
half.
Oh, really? Okay.
We just lost half the people, didn't we? They're
They're
like,
like,
"Ugh, Ryan Carnes is
Ew."
gross.
You, Ryan.
See,
See,
God
thank
believes
you.
At
Thank
least
you.
it was at someone's house and not the Dallas Palladium, so
Oh.
you did better than me.
Yeah, no.
Wait, John DeRay wants to know, I need to know if Ladine shaved her head.
Yeah.
Did I shave my head?
That's what they want to know.
Yes, I did.
Okay, answer your question. They asked.
I shaved it
That was
off.
randomly asked. I thought I asked. They saw it in here several times. But I'll ask.
I shaved it off. Yes.
That's funny. Okay, then we have the adventures. Actually, and Nathan and Maxie are back on. So they're back on. Just in time for Claudette to get here.
Yes.
The Adventures of J-Sam. Your other sister was busy,
Yes.
not at your wedding.
Right.
Busy with Jason going to London, figuring it out, and taking down a bad pawn
fake-
shop guy. Yeah, the
Yes.
forger. The forger.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Improviser, so it was fun watching him. Yes, so it's just like, because he's such a goofy guy to see him play like this, such a series like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, series kept pulling out the gun and stuff like, come over here, give me some sugar. I'm like, what is this? What is this?
Show me how special you are. I was like, oh God.
Everything was
Crazy.
fine until they got back to the safe house, and then all of a sudden that awful dumb Jason Sam music comes on.
Oh, you love that music. Come
That was
on.
Chris Arena to write
Music's
them in your
terrible.
theme song, Chris. Come
Oh.
on.
Chris Arena, we met Chris Arena who wrote songs for your show, and he wrote a new song for Jason and Sam. He doesn't like it.
Oh, I haven't heard it yet.
So
No.
you won't like it, apparently. Don't listen to it.
And that's been, well,
How is it working with the hot Kelly Monaco as your sister?
It's difficult.
Because I was like,
Yeah.
she's hot.
She's hot. Yeah.
God,
I mean,
Smoking.
Yeah, you've seen her on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, I know,
Those boobs
she's-
are real.
Yeah, everything's real. Everything
Yeah.
about her is real.
They're real.
And she's hot.
but be honest, if you had if Lucas had to choose, who is his favorite sister?
Ooh, Carly or...
What do you think?
That's a great question.
Because you're close to both of them. I mean, you know both of
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
They were like, in real life, Laura Wright or Kelly Monaco?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I'm like, which question are we
Yeah,
asking?
I know. Just
Hot
kidding.
seat here.
Just kidding. Just...
You know, I their relationships are different. I mean, I feel like,
Oh, that's the easy way out.
but they
True.
are.
But they are, that's true.
I mean, that's like comparing apples to oranges in a way. I mean, the relationships are completely different.
Well, I feel like, I mean, certainly your Lucas's and Carly's relationship would be, I mean, they've spent so much longer.
Yes.
So I mean, I guess that would
Yeah.
add to the
Yeah.
complexity of that relationship.
Yeah. You know, I don't know how to answer that question.
But you love them both.
I love them
Yeah.
both.
He loves them both.
Okay.
He likes
Is it-
Carly better.
They're writing here.
Are you just reading between the lines?
Yeah.
That's
People are writing here. They're going Carly.
You have to work with these people, so.
But he's like, they're all Carly's Lucas's favorite sister. They're writing here
I
saying
know.
that.
I thought
Yeah,
Carly
just ask the fans.
I know,
What are you
that's
asking me for?
Who's his favorite sister? They're like,
Carly.
they're all Carly is ride or die.
Exactly.
But Sam's
Exactly.
good too. You guys are fine.
Yeah, I was like,
Sam.
Sam's
They have a
right
great
up
relationship, but it's
Yeah.
nothing like him and
Yeah.
Carly.
That's so
Yeah, I mean,
funny.
I think Lucas's relationship with Carly is it's deeper.
Now you want to admit it? You want to admit
No,
it?
he's saying it's deeper.
I just said it's
It's a
deeper.
little bit better.
Stop putting words in my mouth.
And when it's deeper than Sam's relationship, now
deeper?
we're getting somewhere.
No, but he didn't pick. He's good. He loves both his sisters.
Okay.
That's right.
Now we're turning to the actresses. Which one do you
No,
like?
no, no. I was like, man.
Let's make this yours.
Not at all. We want him to come back. Stop it. So they got to London. And they're on Hot on the Heels.
Yes, which I'm glad that they didn't drag.
man.
It's so interesting how some storylines get just dragged out, and then all of a sudden, immediately, Jason and Sam are already in London.
Yeah.
Or like Nicholas and Ava are already abducted. Like,
I
which
know.
happened between
So
episodes?
fast.
Yeah.
Like, what happened?
That's what I said. Did I miss an episode? Like
It's the
I
next
thought-
day, I think.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
But
I
it's
wanted
like all of a
to
sudden
see.
they're there already.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
huh?
It really did seem like there was a missing scene, and it may have been because Tyler Christopher's, whatever is going
Yes.
on.
Nick Stabile came on now. as
obviously,
Nick.
it's not his health issue because he looked damn good, like
Yeah.
in those last couple issues.
Yeah. But I'm liking Nicholas and Ava together.
Yeah, that was fun. I really
It's
liked
interesting,
that.
but this Huxley guy has got.
Trent Dawson.
Yeah.
went
He gotta
on.
go. He gotta
He's gotta go.
Who
He's
the hell is Huxley?
He
And,
needs a
like,
giant
why is he
actor with a
here?
job.
Where is the real Nicholas?
This is so.
I like Trent Dawson. I'm very excited. I loved him on Astroworld Turns.
I
I'm
wish
very
they gave
excited.
us some time. Like, they just threw him in there.
He's in.
I thought he was gonna have one last scene with Ava before, they switch him out, and then I was just like,
Oh, I simply must insist you come to my, my
I could not
The Blue Room.
imagine.
Oh boy, what is this?
Well, a little side note, Maura West used to be on all the As the World Turns as Carly. Her name was Carly on the show, and won Emmys for it. And her and Trent Dawson used to work together. So it's kind of funny on that show. So those of us who are As the World Turns fans, it's kind of fun to see them together.
Not really.
I guess we know who won't be coming on the show anytime
Yeah, I
soon.
know. I'm like, Trent will be coming on. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah, because I love This Is Fun for Ava, and I've been hoping,
Yes.
because that was the thing. Well, and being that she's with Nicholas in this storyline and Hayden's with Finn, I'm like, maybe it can put her and Michael Easton back together because I like them and their
Yeah.
dynamic. But yeah, this Nicholas thing is fun.
It's really fun. Him and Ava together. It's kind of fun.
It's been the most fun you've had get to see Ava in a
Yes.
long
Yeah.
time. Which
Well,
is
she's having
cool.
a great. She's having a great time.
Yeah.
She's having a great time.
And at least she doesn't have the bad wig and accent. I love how she's like, accents are more trouble than they're worth.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And his name is what was it? Something.
Niall Carradine.
Niall Carradine.
Yeah.
Not Nicholas Cassadine.
That's so
Oh,
great.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
laughed at that last
I do too.
Carradine. I was
Carradine.
like, oh
I
my
think of that
gosh,
for
the
a
I
while.
was
writers
thinking
are
of
so
David
ridiculous.
Carradine.
I'm thinking of Robert Carradine, Keith Carradine,
No.
all the Carradines.
I went dark, apparently.
You went that direction. I went to the ones who are alive, who are still working, and yeah, that's right. Okay, Mommy comes to the rescue. I was thinking Robin Riker, who plays Naomi Dreyfus, is so good, and she came to Hayden's rescue.
Yeah, stood up for her. Yeah, right against those feds.
Yes.
Yeah, I really like her mom, but since I was not here last week, who thinks that she's Elizabeth's mom too? The way that
I
she
think
kept
so.
asking questions,
That's
I
what
was
they would
like,
speculate. I think
Yeah.
they speculated.
I speculated that last.
I was like, I wasn't here, so what happened?
Yeah, I think I have a feeling. I have a feeling because we don't know Elizabeth Weber's mother. She never had a name. We don't know. We know she has a sister named Sarah who came on with her back in the '90s, but we know nothing about her. Her father's Jeff Weber. We know that. And her brother is Stephen Lars, but that's it.
That'd
Yeah.
be one crazy story.
I know.
No,
I would be
especially-
really interested in that.
Yeah, because they hate each other, and to be
Right.
sisters, that'd be fun. And it also, because everybody's been clamoring for years to give Elizabeth a mom and some more family, so problem solved.
I was like, you work with Rebecca Hurst, I guess, on the hospital sets. Do you guys ever really have any scenes together that much? You have a few scenes
who?
together. Rebecca Hurst.
Oh,
Plays,
yeah. I'm
Liz.
sorry, I didn't understand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, minimal.
Minimal,
Yeah,
kinda.
not a lot.
because she's a nurse, you're a doctor, but you guys don't have a lot of scenes together.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. I'm not in the hospital all that much, really.
Yeah. Isn't that fun? That's kind of fun. I know when you're a
Except as
doctor.
a patient.
Yeah.
As a patient. It's a patient in the hospital.
Yeah. Yeah. Rebecca's great though. I love working with Rebecca.
What is it like when you have the scene where you're laid up there in your coma? Are those days when you get those script pages, you're like, all right, just get to relax. Perry's got to do all the heavy lifting for these scenes. I can just sit back here, close my eyes,
I
and
was
just.
wondering that
Yeah.
too.
Absolutely.
Like, it must be like the most comforting thing.
I
to
was
know.
hoping I was going to be in a coma longer.
Like, cause you just get paid to lay there.
Right.
Like, that's
And
awesome.
mumble
Exactly.
a few
Yeah.
words.
That's
Yeah.
funny. You would be there
Carly.
longer.
Listen, at the after Emmy party, the GH after Emmy party, we were talking to oh my god, no, I can't remember the guy's name. He was on Passions for years.
Justin Hartley.
No.
Galen Gehring?
Yeah.
What?
Galen Gehring, who plays on Days of Our Lives?
Who did he play on Passion?
Or Eric Martzoff. There's two of them there.
No.
Galen Gehring
Yes.
played Luis. Yeah, he played
Yes.
Luis.
So I met.
guy. I love him.
Yeah, really nice. I met Galen at that party, and I was talking to one of the directors from the show from GH about like being in a coma, and so he said, "Hey, Galen, what was your record
Oh, yeah. He's really
for
famous.
being in?"
Yes.
He was in a coma for like 2/3 of a year.
Yeah, he was.
And I was like, dude, that's great. Oh my God, no lines.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He was.
I actually fell asleep one of those days.
Did you
True.
really?
Oh yeah, I totally fell asleep in bed.
How could you not? I would imagine it would be so easy.
Comfortable in there.
Like,
and-
I'm in bed, yeah.
Yeah.
But here's my question, okay? Because there's a scene that Perry had that was so touching. How do you not react when he's like crying and giving his delivery and he's doing his monologue and you have to lay there still? How's that work?
I was asleep.
You wake up, great scene, I guess. Sure, good for you. That's so funny.
Just think about him naked, like you do every other thing.
Right.
Like if you ever want to be serious, and just think about people naked.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's not what I did.
That's like, how can you do that?
Well,
I was asleep.
He was asleep. He was asleep.
I don't think that would help James Lott Jr. No.
Yeah.
Donnell Turner?
Donnell Turner, my man, did when we started.
Oh, yeah.
I'd wake up. Trust me, I'd wake up. That would completely happen. So that's good to know. Now, we had a cute scene because everybody knows how much I love my girl, Brooklyn Ray Silzer, who plays Emma. That's my girl.
Man.
My girl. She just like, her scene with Felicia was cute.
Yeah.
Playing for her
Zero
mommy.
dark flirty.
So I don't flirt. I was like taking her grandmother, Anna, on a dating website. Oh, I love
that's
it.
cute.
I just want to make this a cute scene. I love seeing her on the show.
Do you capitalize all the letters in WSB? Like I
Right.
like you just writing.
So how you spell
that.
espionage? How do you spell? I started laughing. I just love her. So it was a cute little scene. She's off back to Berkeley.
No, that was nice. What was frustrating about that scene though with Anna and Felicia though is when Felicia comes out, I haven't been a really good friend, which is like because the writers haven't written you.
Yeah.
Like she would be a better friend if you guys
If
would
you
write
guys
her in the
lied.
show.
Yeah.
Yes.
We love seeing her. We love seeing Christina Wagner on there. But she was on my other show, When Calls the Heart on Hallmark. She was busy doing that for a little bit too, kind of. But we just saw more of her. But she's so great as Felicia. She's a legacy character.
Yeah.
Come on. She's part of your family, the Jones family. Part of the family. It's a cute scene. And here's what's about fast forward. Andre's in love with two women. Like suddenly he was like, I like you, Anna, and I'm in. I'm like,
wanted to
what?
Throw something at the TV.
I thought it was a dream sequence at first.
You're in love.
I'm in love with Jordan. I have feelings for you, Anna. I'm like, oh, he
What?
admitted everything. He admitted everything. Your man
Slow
admitted everything.
down, Andre.
He had to shrink himself, guys.
He had to shrink himself.
He had to shrink himself.
Anthony Montgomery, that's her man over there.
I was not expecting him to admit anything to Anna.
No, me
Like,
either.
why would they do that?
Well,
don't
why
like
did you think he
it.
went
I don't
over there?
like
You
it.
know he went over there. I thought they were actually going to start hooking up, but they
Me
didn't.
too.
They
But
didn't
the
go that
thing
far.
is that they still have him fully invested in Jordan. So
Yeah.
why send him over to Anna and play with her emotions?
I actually
Like men
shrinked
do.
Andre on this in the fact that because I have a master's degree in psychology, I'm
more
close
than
enough.
Okay.
But yeah.
Close enough. Or close enough.
So let's say, like,
Okay.
Andre would totally be full on forward with Anna if she wasn't his patient first. He sees his oath as more important, and that's why I can be on Andre's side in this. And the fact that he told her straight up, because he's a very, like, honest and awesome man, like, I was like, all right, I have feelings for you, but you're my patient. Can't go there. I got a full force with Jordan. That's not gonna end well. But
So he
far,
can't, but he could like make
No.
subtle touches to her arm.
We said no
and,
more. He
like,
said no more.
You
yeah,
know,
he
So you
said
felt-
he's not
You
gonna be
cannot-
around her anymore.
well then why confess that you are attracted to someone if you're not gonna pursue it?
Because that's what those who are in the mind profession do. Is they're all about
No,
the truth.
those are men that like
Yeah.
to play with women's minds. That's the problem.
I wouldn't play. It's okay.
I'm waiting for you to back me up. You gotta back me up in this situation.
The fans have dubbed them Lane, Ladine and Frank. They ship them. They love them together on our show.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to
I can understand why.
Yes.
They're so different. That's why we love it.
I don't understand.
Yes.
I can't, I like you, but I just can't see you anymore.
That seemed weird. Why you would go over to somebody and tell them like, hey,
Yeah.
guess what?
We can't be friends anymore.
I've liked you all along, but I just can't really see you anymore because I like your friend.
Yeah.
It's not going to end well with
Jerk.
Jordan.
No.
It can't.
Yeah. Well,
Wasn't that
Jordan's
called-
become my least favorite character, right?
Isn't that just called being honest?
Oh,
Yeah.
well, is it?
Save your honesty if you're not going to pursue her.
Yeah.
So
Why do
he
you
would
take
he
that
should just say
much out of
nothing?
me? Yeah.
He should just go away?
If he knows that he's not going to pursue her at all, just go away. You know, go with Jordan if you're happy with her.
But if he just stays away from Anna and she goes like, well, how come you've been so distant?
I mean, I thought she would have never talked to him again after he didn't like blatantly stay. I didn't expect him to even come back to her.
Yeah, she didn't either.
And I'm pretty sure she didn't either. If he didn't come back, then I don't think she would have thought anything of it. I think she probably would have just thought, you know, he took Jordan's side.
Possibly.
But still, they had that great friendship. Like, he had to give her some explanation.
Yeah.
Friendship.
But the problem is he has chemistry with both Finola Hughes and he has chemistry with Vanessa Antoine. He has chemistry with both. It's a soap world. That's what happens with Soaps Girl. And he has chemistry. We had Vanessa on the show, and we love her. She's a bomb. I want to get Finola on here. She's really good.
Well, I think the challenge with this is that we just know in real life, Finola's taking a little break from the show, so it just feels like weird to set this in motion right now, which she's going to be gone for so long. Cause I feel like it's
taking a break.
I feel like it's going to be just a storyline that's not going to get really picked up until she gets back.
Well, Jordan didn't say she didn't love him back. She didn't say it.
Yeah.
By the way, you should have Finola on the show. She
want to have her on.
Hilarious.
I heard.
Oh my God.
She's a legend too. She's a daytime legend.
She's
She's not like you would expect. Like,
No,
I was like,
not at
she
all.
is
Oh, yeah, you
super
talked to her.
fun.
Yeah, you talked to
Yeah, and Ladine interviewed her at the
got
Daytime Emmy
At the
Awards.
Emmys, I talked to her.
Yeah.
That was the first time I ever choked up interviewing someone. I was, you know,
She said she liked your outfit.
Yeah.
I know, and I was just like, what? And I kept talking, she like your I said, what?
It heard so many nice things about her.
Oh my
so we
God,
want to have
I
her on
love
the show.
her. I love her.
But yeah, I agree with Frank that I think the reason that they did this was because Finola is going to go on vacation. And they had to have some resolution, or else Andre would be calling, how's it going, you know?
Yes. Well, it looks like, speaking of Jordan and all that stuff, Curtis wants to go back on the force. Wants to be a cop again.
No. Bring
You're like,
Sean back.
no. He can't be a cop.
I like him, you know. And
Kind of seedy.
I like him like that, you know.
Donnell Turner seedy. You want him seedy?
Well, I feel like if you're going to get him more in Jordan's orbit, which it seems like what they want to do, I mean, you have to come up with a reason for them to be always around each other, and him being part of the force would do that.
But I have to say, that whole party was literally the most boring thing on this week. I know I hate to, you know.
We saw Valerie, though. We saw Valerie.
Yeah, Valerie came
Finally.
around, but I was just like, wow, this is boring.
You can see what all that crimson money can buy.
Yeah,
That-
I was like, oh.
sweet party.
We
Yeah.
saw Valerie. Our girl Brittany. We love her. We've had her on the show, too. We love her.
Oh yeah, you guys had her.
Oh, yeah. We love her. She's great. We saw her, at least. She got
Yeah,
some
that was the
line.
thing, is I was like, oh, good, Valerie's still alive. And but this is boring.
And her and Lulu and Dante are in a good place. We
Yeah,
saw
that part I was like, okay, this scene made sense, but
They're in a good place now.
Yeah,
So she's with her husband.
Yeah, none
That
of the
face
baby.
is like-
None of the baby talk. I'm good with that.
So they're couples from the same man. It happens all the time on soaps. Not in real life. Well, I don't know. Kind of fun. And also we saw that Dante and Lulu got a house because of Sonny. They don't know it yet.
Yeah,
Oh,
look
yeah.
at that.
Sonny made a phone call, and they got a house.
Yeah, it's good.
Been
to
nice
have
to
a
meet
dad.
them.
Yeah, a well-renowned
Yeah, it was
monster.
really good. They didn't get a house, and Sonny went outside and made a phone call. You know, that's what Sonny does. Your man
Right,
did that. Made a
okay.
phone call.
See, that's
Made
what
it.
I like.
He makes things happen.
Calls,
Makes
let me
things
show
happen.
up. This
Makes
is
things
it.
happen. And then
Sonny was all about helping people those because it was that helping them get a
Yes.
house. Carly, it's like, hey, if you want to know what the deal is with Jocelyn and
Yes.
this kidney, I will help you out with this too.
Yes.
But you might not like what you have to hear.
They're turning him into a better man. Hopefully, a man that Lacretia would appreciate.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Little Sonny
I'm
Princess
more
thing.
of a your dad. You know, Julian is my favorite
Yeah.
monster.
What? Oh, no. Didn't just say that.
She
Well,
did.
he's Canadian in real life. Sorry, William DeVry is Canadian, so I have to side with him.
That jerk.
We're
And
gonna
the
get-
slick back hair.
We're gonna get
Come
to
on.
him. We're gonna get to him. But you bring up the Jocelyn Jake mystery. She went to Elizabeth to talk about that because Jake's involved somehow too because it wasn't his kidney.
Yeah.
And what happened to him on Castline Island?
Now, I know you say like a lot of your hospital, even though you work at the hospital, you don't have a lot of scenes in the hospital. But in the time since you've come back, and there's certainly been a shift in the show where it's been more mob focused to now more hospital based storyline. So have you really been able to notice that in the course of your time on the show, kind of like the shift of focus?
You mean? Are you suggesting that it shifted
To more
from the time that since before I came back?
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't watching the show when I wasn't on the show, so I can't really. I don't have anything intelligent to say.
Oh, sure, but even from the time that you still come on, I think it's been shifted more away from the more mob towards more of the hospital focused stuff.
Okay.
Because you've had.
I don't have anything intelligent to say. I pretty much opened the door to say dumbass shit. So
Well, no, but it's funny that
Sorry, man. I didn't mean to leave you hanging.
like warning there, we don't have always say smart stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
It's probably that they just give him only his script and he don't know really much going on.
No, it's true. Unless I watch the show, I have no idea what else is going on. So that's why some of the time I'm sitting here like
That's going on?
That's
I'm watching I'm watching tennis because
See, now you know what's going on in your show. You can go back to your show, you know what's going on. I love it. And then Dr. Finn, of course, Michael Easton's back again for his fifth character of the show, and his pet bearded dragon.
I loved his scene with Hayden where
Yes.
she wanted to pet the dragon. I mean, I know that sounds like a sexual innuendo, but if you
was
watch
an
the show,
actual
that
dragon.
really did happen.
Actually, it had a little harness on it. It had a little harness. It was
It's
cute.
like that's adorable.
It was kind of cute. So I mean, I guess they're having their own little thing. Maybe Rebecca Budig and him have a little something.
Yeah, I mean, I hope to feel like now that his needle's been, kind of shown and revealed, that we'll finally just analyze it and just get move on with the storyline, because this is really another example of something dragging out.
What does he have?
I don't know. I'm hoping to find out this week. Hopefully.
Right, because your character has diabetes. We all know that. So that was established. It looks like he doesn't have it. It's something else.
No, but I mean, like, it's like we can get Jason and Sam and Nicholas and Ava all the way to London and kidnapped and absconded, like, in the course between episodes, and yet it takes months and months and months just finding out what is in this vial that he keeps injecting himself with.
I know. And then we have my man, Donnell Turner, wearing a tight tank top. Doing posing and karate moves for Nina. Nina was staring.
I
She
was
like,
living within Nina. I was like,
Nina was just like,
I was saying, I'm
keep
feeling
going.
you, girl. I'm feeling you.
We have
I'm
Michelle
feeling you.
Stafford on the show. We love Michelle Stafford.
oh, Michelle's awesome.
Oh my gosh, she is the best. And it's just funny, that scene, she just kept staring at him like,
I was
yeah, keep
living
going.
in her.
Just keep going.
And I did like Ryan Pivey, Nathan go like, so I am on duty right now.
I'm
Yeah,
on
like,
duty,
why
so
am I here?
like, for the real men issue for Crimson, they should have Lucas on there. He's a real man. You're a real man.
I know, and
mean,
your
yeah.
dad is the publisher, so like,
Yes.
ask a favor,
What's up with that?
Yeah.
Yes. I
He
love it.
snapped out of a coma and then got married within the span of hours.
I know,
That
it's
is
like-
impressive right there.
That is manly.
I have that is man. I have no idea how I remembered all of those lines after being in a coma.
It didn't heighten your senses any.
Oh
Like,
my God.
I can remember lines better now because I was quiet.
Well, apparently it did. I think that's great. I should have woken up with a superpower.
You should have.
I mean, Olivia has visions. I mean, and they've had vampires, so I mean, not too far
Do
off.
you have one you would want? What
superpowers.
superpower would you want?
Yeah.
You said that. Is there one you're like, oh, I'd love to have that one?
Does X-ray vision work all the time, or only when I want it to?
I won't give it to you only when you want it to.
Yeah,
Well,
Bree
turn
is
it on and
the
off.
expert
Yeah.
here. He'll know.
Yeah, Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Right.
He's a man. He will never turn it off. He will never, ever turn it off.
Like he goes in there, epiphany.
Yeah, it's like,
Oh, come on, guys.
turn it on and off. You'd be able to turn it on and off. That's what I would say. You'd be able to turn it on when you want to turn it on.
I would say X-ray vision or teleportation.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Well,
that's
you
a
just
brought
straight
up
up
Doctor Who,
teleportation.
so
Yeah. I just keep on asking myself why in 2016 we don't have that ability.
God, I know.
Yeah.
Especially in L.A.
Yeah, traffic.
Yeah,
rules.
seriously.
God, if I could avoid the 101 or the 405 or the 110 or the 605, I'd be happy.
See, you have to take so many highways to get here because you're a West Sider.
I know. I live in the West Side. It's crazy.
I gave that up after a year.
I know you did. And of course, my other young actor who I love so much, Nicholas Bechtel, who plays Spencer.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's so good.
He was great, and finally get the confirmation that
Yes.
we've all suspected that
He knows Nicholas is
Yeah.
alive.
Yeah, I figured he did because of the way he was acting, but his scenes with Laura and Dr. Collins
So
are just
funny.
hysterical. I'm just like, this guy's awesome.
These little actors can seriously hold their own with the adults.
Oh, they're incredible.
It's
They're
amazing.
better than all of us.
I mean, they're amazing.
Yeah. I think they're the most talented people on the show.
I'm still sour that Brooklyn did not win for the Best Younger Actress at the Emmys.
I
I'm
know.
still sour about that.
I'm
She
right
should have
with
won.
you. I'm with
Her
you.
scene with Patrick by missing her mommy, to me, watch that scene. If you don't cry, you have ice in your veins.
I cried, and I have ice in my veins. so-
That scene was just incredible. She's so good. Oh my God. Kind of crazy. And then, of course, at the very end, Alexis is arrested because the dagger has a little piece of blood on there. And Alexis is arrested because you tried to defend Alexis last time.
I tried
and
to.
we didn't. So
And
there you go.
She disappointed me.
Yeah.
She had an opportunity to just say what you know and get out of it.
Yeah.
and she decided to
Yep.
provide information that he did not do it, and I'm so mad.
Just wait,
I
you
didn't
guys.
mean to.
Alexis, I know. Not you, Alexis. The other Alexis.
Just
Sorry.
wait.
Like, why?
Just wait. He said, just wait. He said, just wait.
Just wait.
Oh my gosh.
There's some crazy stuff coming
I
up with
said,
this.
girl,
Oh,
I
my
was
God.
thinking, what are you doing?
I know.
Yeah.
She had messaged us that day after it was over. She was like, "Oh my God, I'm so stupid."
I was feeling so. I was like, I just defended her. I just said she wasn't stupid.
Yep.
And
So we'll see. I guess he says there's something coming up. I guess we'll have to see. She's that's it. So, folks, we're going to open the phone lines and take some phone calls while we have him here, of course. Just let you guys know that next week we have Haley Aaron coming on. So we'll have Kiki in the building.
Yes.
And she sent us a text saying she was very excited. She can't wait.
Really?
She did. So we're going to have her on here and we'll talk to her too. Because she's in some storylines too right now. That are very interesting with her and Robert Palmer Watkins, our buddy, who's been on our show 3 times. He's our most. And belated happy birthday to him. She had a birthday.
Yeah, yesterday.
Yesterday.
So, Ryan, one thing I do want to ask you, though, is that very few Americans get the chance to be on Doctor Who.
Yes.
You get to play Laszlo
I know.
on there. What was that like, the experience of being on Doctor Who, working with Matt Smith, all those guys?
David Tennant.
David
Yes.
Tennant, my favorite doctor.
Yeah, he's the best.
It was an incredible experience. I mean, just the whole thing for me. I'd never been to. Well, I'd been to London once. So I'd been to the UK once when I met my agent who actually got that gig for me. But I'd never been to Wales. Wales is an extraordinarily beautiful place. Now I happened to be there in November when pretty much the sun doesn't ever come out. Like it's light about 8 hours a day in November in Wales, and if the sun actually does show, it's like, oh my God! I remember one day that I was on set, the sun came out, and we were filming inside a studio, the whole like a sound stage the whole time, but it was like lunchtime. And the sun was actually out, and I remember sitting on the steps of my trailer like a lizard, like
sucking the sun up.
yeah. It was great. I mean, they're all those actors over there. They were all so talented, and I got to work with Andrew Garfield now, who's gone on to do huge movies. It was a lot of fun. The prosthetic thing, I could take that or leave that. I was in prosthetic makeup 2.5 hours every single morning.
Oh my God!
And then. So I was the first one there every day, along with the people doing the prosthetics. And then to get it off at night, it took about 30 to 45 minutes.
Ooh.
So, that's a real serious commitment.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm sure I'll do other roles with prosthetics. But, like when I, for example, like Jim Caviezel when he did Passion of the Christ, I mean, that was extensive prosthetics.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what that was like. But it was cool. It was an honor to be on such a legendary show, and my birthday happened while I was there, and they all threw me a party and got me cake, and it was great.
Good. I'm sorry, Alexis. We had a couple phone calls come through, but we wanted to hear the
No.
Doctor Who story.
I wanted to hear the story.
Yeah,
I was trying to be
we're all
professional,
Whovian. I'm a
'cause
Whovian.
You know me. I'm a
Totally
Whovian.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was
Yes.
like, I need to
I'm
hear
more of
the
a
story.
Torchwoodian,
Okay,
but
I like Torchwood
close,
too.
yeah.
But okay, we got a call.
All right, here we go. Thank you for calling AfterBuzz TV General Hospital After Show. You are on the live, so say your name and where you're from.
Hi, it's Cheryl.
Hi, Cheryl.
Carolina.
Cheryl.
No mention of the game right now. And that's Ryan's
I will hang
request.
up on you, Cheryl.
He said at his request,
I know.
he's
I
DVRing
know.
And you
it.
said I'm killing
already
you,
warned
but
me. Already warned me.
Okay.
You guys are killing me.
I know. So you have Ryan. What do you wanna
Anyway, I wanted to say hi to Ryan. I also wanted to let him know that his bare butt has the highest post reach on my page ever on a Saturday Night Sizzler.
Look how excited he is.
you win.
I'm sorry. I don't even know what that means, but I heard my bare butt and then something. I think it's a good thing. What to say? Tell me again.
He's laughing.
I don't get
Post
it.
reach is how many people clicked on your picture.
Oh, okay.
I did a collage that has a whole bunch of pictures of Dr. Lucas Jones, nearly nude, and one shot of your bare butt. And they love it.
Awesome.
You have 8,000 post reach.
Oh, my
This is
God.
the most post reach of any Saturday Night Sizzler I've ever done. It doesn't get posted until 9 p.m.
As it should. It sounds like. Well, I'm so happy that I could help you have greater reach. That my butt could have greater reach. Thank you. Thanks, Cheryl. That's awesome.
We love you. We love you.
I love
we
you. I love you too.
I missed the Barukas wedding because there was a shooting here a year ago, and they had to show us about the anniversary.
Weird.
So I'm going to go on and watch it.
You can find it on Hulu for free.
Yeah, it's funny. What happens, Lucas? She runs several Facebook groups, and one is the General Hospital. So they have a Saturday Night Sizzler thing, and you were the subject.
All right.
There you go.
Yes, it's General Hospital Forever.
That's a group.
GH Forever.
Yes.
No, that's okay.
That's the group. Yes, they have a lot of members.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on and talking to us. It was very interesting. I still want to know how much you got for your underwear, though.
Bring it all back. I love it. The comedian.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you,
Thanks
Cheryl.
All right.
Take
Bye.
care.
Bye, guys.
Bye. We have another phone call.
All right. Thank you for calling in AfterBuzz TV's General Hospital After Show. You are live, so say your name and where you're from.
Hey, what's up? It's Jacob from Texas.
Hello, Jacob, one of our
Jacob.
big-time members. So say hi to Ryan.
Hi, Ryan. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. I just wanted to ask you, what was it like working with Marsha Cross and everybody at Desperate Housewives when you were on Desperate Housewives?
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
It was great. Marsha is nothing like her character on that show. Mm-hmm. She's like the total opposite of her character. She's hilarious and profane and in all the best ways, and I mean, I loved it. I loved her, and working on the show, it was great. I mean, it was a very, very positive experience for me. It got me a lot of opportunities. It opened a lot of doors for me, and as far as all the drama that surrounded the women on the show at a certain point, I didn't see any of that. They were all nothing but kind and gracious to me. So I had a great experience.
Yeah, because you were Andrew's first boyfriend, right?
Yes.
Justin. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was a good show.
It was a hit show, big hit show.
And if you could, on General Hospital, where would you like to see your character of Lucas go from here? Where do you hope that the writers kind of take it? If you could have any input on where they take your character,
Where do you want to go from here?
like
Yeah, where do you want
to
to go
see
from here?
it go?
I'd like to see Lucas's dark side.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. But you're a good guy.
So?
Yeah, because
trying to kill you,
we haven't really got to see that part. So I
like
think it would be fun to kind of see your take on it and to see where you go with that. And I just wanted to say you're doing a really good job on General Hospital. Keep up the good work.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
so much,
Jacob.
buddy.
Sweet.
Thanks for taking my call.
Of course,
Have a great
bye.
day.
Okay,
Bye.
you too. Bye-bye.
You want to be dark? That's interesting.
I mean, he's got that Jerome DNA.
Exactly.
Good call.
Okay, we have a
Like
call.
his daddy.
Thank you for calling in to AfterBuzz TV's General Hospital After Show. You are on live, so say your name and where you're from.
Hi, this is John from New York.
Hi, John from New York. How are you?
I'm quite well. I'm also known as Mike Riley on Facebook TV.
Here's the one I was telling you. Waiting for your wedding. Well, you got Ryan Carnes right in front of you. Say what you got to say. Do it.
First off, I want to say, Ladine, your hair looks amazing, as always.
Oh, thank you.
She's blushing.
And to Ryan, I am missing Game of Thrones for you right now, so that just goes to show you how much of a fan I am.
Yes.
I do
Screw
have
Jon
two
Snow.
questions, one work-related and one not. It's not really GH-centric, but you've played LGBT characters for quite some time, from a pretty young age. I'm just curious how you sort of took on that trajectory for your career. Was it chosen for you? Is it something you specifically sought to do? And secondly, the non-work related question is, you're pretty fit, and I've listened to some of your Facebook chats that you've done. You have kind of, it's not just fitness that you're interested in, it's nutrition, it's sort of this natural way of living. I'm curious if you'd ever think about doing a fitness blog. I think people would be interested in that. I know I would be.
Okay.
Two
very different questions. Very well.
Okay. So your first question, let's see, how do I'm not sure. I want to be able to answer your question fully. I guess I would say that it's not something that I sought out. The first role that I did, I hadn't even been in Los Angeles a year, and that role came my way, and I really, I was still very much finding myself. I mean, well, we're always all finding ourselves as actors all the time, more and more all the time, but I was still very new to this career and to this job, and I was, I needed to know what it was like to be on a set. I needed to know if I really liked doing the job, and this came along, and I thought, well, being challenged in this way, because there's a lot of people that would have said no to that role, and I thought, well, I'm going to say yes to it because I know I'm going to be really, really challenged, and I'm going to find out what I'm made of, and I'm going to find out, is this something that I really want to be doing? Is being on set in adverse circumstances? I mean, we shot in Tucson in the summer. It was like 110 degrees there every single day, and taking on a role that was challenging, that's going to tell me about myself and about this craft. And and I found out it's like, oh yeah, I like doing this. I like the challenge. I like being somebody else and having to really go for it and stretch myself in particular ways. So that was the first role. Then Desperate Housewives came along, and it was like at that point in time, I would have done anything on that show. I mean, I think I said in an interview or two back then, I would have been a lamppost on Wisteria Lane. If they asked me to do that. And that's not taking anything away from the role that I did or the character that I did, but it was like, well, I mean, of course I'm going to say yes to this, and it just so happened to be that role, and I feel really blessed in what I've gotten to do in that particular area, because I know for a fact, and this is not me inflating myself. I'm just speaking about my personal experience. People have come up to me in the street and said, this was during Desperate Housewives, and it's happened with General Hospital as well. They've said, thank you so much for doing what you've done. Thank you so much for this character, Justin at the time. You've helped me tremendously. You've given me courage to own my sexuality in ways that I didn't have before. You've given me courage to stand up for myself. You've given me courage to not run away from myself. And I mean, that's a huge blessing. I consider that to be a huge blessing, and it reminds me that what I'm doing is valuable, and what I'm doing is helping people, which is my main reason for doing all of this anyway. So, then General Hospital came along, and the character happened to have come out of the closet after I left the show, when Ben took over the role, and it was like, all right, well, I'd love to come back to GH and be a part of this family again, and the character happens to be gay now. Okay, so what? Now what can I do with this character? And we actually talked about this earlier on the show, and for me it was a very conscious choice to do something very different than the other two characters I had done, not only for a challenge, let me say this how I want to say it, for my own personal challenge in my own craft, but also like what I said to James, to do it for the people who are like Lucas that I know, who are my friends, who are like, as he put it, who are just dudes. And so I feel fortunate to have gotten to do very different characters who all happen to be gay. And so to kind of bring it back around full circle, it's nothing that I sought out. I just sort of look at it as it's just been a part of my journey, and I'm grateful that I've been able to be a part of changing lives and helping people think and act in different ways. So, I mean, I think that's really the best way that I can answer your question.
Well, I appreciate that. And you really have been. I know a lot of gay people get upset when heterosexual people take on gay roles because they don't, they feel that they should go to LGBT people. But, I just think of it as, wow, this is an ally. This is someone who's really brave and willing to step out of his comfort zone. And yes, work is work. But you can easily, like you said, reject a role like this. But you embrace it. And I mean, that means a lot to the LGBT community. So I thank you for that.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thanks for saying that.
And the fitness blog.
The fitness blog. You're not the first person to ask me that. I guess, yeah. I mean, I would totally be open to doing that. Maybe that's something. I'm in the process of building a new website, and there's going to be a blog component of that website. So I am going to start blogging, and I don't know that fitness will be my sole focus of that, But certainly, you know, now with your encouragement, it's something that I would definitely be willing to include.
Very good. Very good. Well, thank you. I really appreciate you taking the time to answer my question. Alexa, thank you for getting me through. I appreciate that, too.
No problem.
And
Great question, Mike Riley. Those are great questions.
Thank you, James. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you so much.
You too.
Bye, James.
We're gonna end it. That's our lab. That call just ends it all. That was such a great answers.
Oh, cool.
That was great answers. I'm talking serious for a second. I'm like, as a person who's gay, I think it's a great answer.
Thanks.
That was great answers. I like that. Wow, that was good. Mike Riley should come do our show for us, I guess. take my job. Oh, that was some great questions. Someone also mentioned, were you in Eating Out? One of the Eating Outs?
Yeah, that was the first role that.
Yeah, you're one of those. Yeah, I wasn't sure. Bless you. Oh, how cute! Oh, how cute was that?
Oh my God, I just died from cuteness.
What a cute little sneeze that was! Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Oh my God! Well, thank you, Ryan, for coming on our show.
My pleasure.
Hopefully, you'll come back.
I would love to.
You have to come back sometime.
Yeah.
We want to see, now I kind of want to see you on the dark side now. I mean, they got me thinking about that. Lucas being bad, that Jerome stuff. It's all good. So, you guys, any last things you'd like to say to Ryan before we go?
Oh, no. So, if people want to buy your underwear, where's the best place?
There'll be a link for that on my new website.
Great. Fantastic.
Ask him why he really couldn't sell his underwear.
Ask him why. I think I have the idea already, but why couldn't you sell your underwear? I already have an idea. So we'll leave it on that. He told me to ask that.
Yeah,
we'll leave it on that note. Anyway, but thank you so much. And you can see him on General Hospital, of course, at ABC. It's at 1 o'clock our time. I can't forget what time it comes on.
It's 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock our time, of course. And like I said, next week we have Haley Aaron coming in. And so you guys, tell them where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitter at HappyGoJackie and check me out with my improv team Max every Tuesday night at 10 o'clock at IO West.
Hi, guys. You can find me on Twitter at Ladine_Harvey and Facebook, Ladine Corinthos Harvey.
And you guys can always find me at LACRETIALYON since there is only one, and here every night at AfterBuzz TV now since I'm James Lott Jr.
You guys are doing all these shows like I'm doing. Stay tuned for the rest of this wrap up with her and her cohorts and me, the Bold Breakdown at 8 o'clock tonight. You can follow me at James Lott Jr. all over the place. Just type my name in, you'll see me. I'm everywhere. Thanks for watching us, and thanks to Ryan, and we'll see you next time.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.